The real gut health truth: you can eat healthy, cut out all the bad foods, and still feel bloated, constipated, or be dealing with labels like IBS, even leaky gut, even when you're eating healthy. Here's the thing: those aren't answers, they're signals. Your body's waving a big flashing light, shouting, "Look over here, something isn't right." And yet, most women over 40 are told the options are pretty limited. Cut out more foods, try another probiotic, or go on a complicated cleanse. If you've tried any of those and you're still struggling, you're not alone. That advice may actually be the reason you're still stuck in a body that feels like it's not cooperating, a body that leaves you running to the bathroom at the worst possible time, sitting there way too long, feeling like you're taking up residence in a body that interferes with your plans, your activities, even your job. I've worked with people who had to strip off tons of work gear, hoping they could get to the bathroom on time. You don't think about those things until they're happening to you. Did you know your gut twists and turns through your whole middle, which means some foods move through quickly, others linger, even get stuck? That's why when things go off track, it can feel like forever to get back on course again. Today, I'm busting the 5 gut health myths I see all the time, and you'll see why fiber isn't always your friend, why probiotics don't magically fix everything, why cutting foods forever usually isn't necessary, why symptoms can mislead you and how to decode them, and even the number one mistake that keeps women spinning in circles. I'm Jennell, creator of Simple Health Test Method. This started 40 years ago with my mom's recovery using a body-led approach. Since then, through our health food store and wellness clinic, I've helped hundreds of women 40 and over get clear in minutes, not months, on what their bodies need. Today, I'm cutting through the gut myths that keep women stuck. So stick with me until the end, because the last one shocks almost everyone. Our culture has turned gut health into another checklist. Do this, don't do that, add this, cut that. You've probably tried one or struggled with many of those already. But here's what nobody told you. After 40, your gut is influenced by more than food, hormones, or even stress, but also how your body processes everyday life, beyond the foods you eat, the emotions you carry, and the way your system adapts. That's why you can eat clean, do everything right, and yet still feel foggy, drained, and crashing by 3 p.m. Gut health doesn't just affect your stomach, it impacts your energy, your mind, and your mood. So let's bust the myths that keep you stuck. Myth number one: more fiber equals better digestion. Picture this: it's late at night. You're sitting at the computer, tabs open everywhere, scribbling down food lists, taking notes like you're studying for a test. One blogger says, add more fiber, that's the fix. Another says, cut the fiber, that's the culprit. So you pick a lane. You force down bran muffins, kale, smoothies, fiber powders, and you feel worse. You switch lanes. You cut out fiber-rich foods. You spend months trying, and nothing changes. So you're left wondering, what on earth is wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Why can't I trust what anybody's telling me? That's exactly how people would walk into our health food store, frustrated, embarrassed, and ready to give up. They tried every highway and back road option, and nothing worked for them. Maybe this feels familiar to you too. By evening, you're pulling on stretchy pants and wearing long shirts because your belly feels blown up and you want to hide it. Sometimes you even cancel dinner with friends because you're scared of how you're going to feel after. Some women find fiber helps, but for others, it backfires. More isn't always better. The truth is, it's faster and easier to check in with your own body first than waste months or even years guessing. That's what our students loved most. They could stop the guessing game before it dragged on any longer. Don't guess, check. If fiber isn't the answer, what about the $40 billion gut health industry's favorite solution? That's myth number two. Probiotics fix everything. So you line up 3 different bottles on your counter. One influencer swears this ingredient is the key. Another promises miracles. And the store clerk, they offer a totally different opinion. So you spend the money, you faithfully try the products one by one, nothing. Weeks pass, still no change. Now you're back online searching for bottle number 4. I've had clients bring me bags of half-empty gut health products, frustrated that none of them delivered, because probiotics aren't magic. They don't evict parasites. They don't speed up a sluggish digestion. They don't solve every gut issue sitting at the base of your discomfort. And if you've ever felt like you're pouring money into a bucket with holes, that's why. What my students love is that instead of stacking bottle after bottle, they can check in with their body first. They see what's actually needed and avoid what's wasting more time and resources. Don't guess, check. And if you've ever cut out dairy, gluten, or eggs thinking they were the problem, that leads right into myth number 3. Food sensitivity equals a lifetime ban. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table with a growing list of forbidden foods: dairy, gluten, eggs, maybe even tomatoes or chocolate. You cross them off one by one, and the list just keeps growing. Before long, you're staring at an empty plate wondering, what's left that I can eat? I've had clients stuck in this exact loop. They cut out food after food and they still feel awful. And the worst part, they believed it meant forever. That's when the real pain sets in. You feel boxed in, helpless, like you'll never get to enjoy food again. And when you can't stick to that list, you don't just feel sick inside, you feel like you've failed yourself. But here's the truth. Sometimes a food doesn't work for your body right now, but that doesn't mean it won't work forever. I've had women check in and see that dairy was a no for a season, and then they welcome it back later without issues. And that's why I created the scorecard. In 60 seconds, it shows you your number one hidden red flag that's been keeping you stuck. It gives you clarity on where to start so you can stop guessing, stop cutting everything out, and finally move forward with confidence. You can grab your free scorecard in the link below this video. The relief on their faces when they realized they weren't sentenced to a lifetime of restrictions, that's when freedom started. Don't guess, check. Now, let's talk about myth number 4. A flat stomach means a healthy gut. We've all seen those before and after photos on social media. The ones that make you feel like you don't measure up, that's not your fault. Algorithms reward appearances, not health. But here's the truth. Gut health isn't about appearances. I've worked with clients who looked like they had a perfectly flat stomach, but inside they were struggling with constipation, brain fog, fatigue, and even nutrient deficiencies causing severe discomfort. And on the flip side, I've seen women whose bellies were a little bloated, but their digestion was strong, their energy was there, and their body was working with them, not against them. That's the problem with chasing surface fixes. It makes you believe that looking a certain way is proof of being healthy. It's not. What actually matters is what's going on inside your body. Symptoms can overlap. Bloat can look like 10 different things, from parasites to hormones to sluggish digestion and more. And if you're curious about parasites, one of the most overlooked gut health disruptors, I linked that video for you below. That's why my students love having a way to check in with their body directly in the moment and see what's actually happening beneath the surface. Because appearances can fool you. Don't guess, check. And that brings us to the silent myth, the one that sabotages more women than any product, protocol, or food. This is myth number 5, that one problem means one fix. Here's how it shows up. You're exhausted, so you buy the supplement that promises energy. You're bloated, so you try the tea that promises a flat belly. You're foggy, so you jump on the cleanse that guarantees mental clarity. And maybe it helps a little, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it interferes somewhere else in your body and you don't notice it yet. These solutions rarely last because symptoms are the flag, not the target. The same bloating could be caused by hormones, sluggish digestion, parasites, or something else entirely. That's why this myth is so damaging. It keeps you chasing quick fixes instead of seeing the bigger picture, and your body keeps waving the same red flags until you finally pay attention. I can't tell you how many times I've had women tell me, I've tried everything, but nothing works for me. And every time, it wasn't them that failed, it was the approach they used. Because one symptom doesn't equal one solution. That's why having a method to check in, not guess, matters so much. Simple Health Test gives you a way to check in real time and see what your body actually needs instead of throwing darts in the dark. So let's do a quick recap. We just busted 5 of the biggest gut health myths, from fiber and probiotics to food sensitivities, flat belly culture, and the silent myth of one problem equals one fix. If you're ready to finally stop spinning in circles, start with the free 60-second scorecard. In less than a minute, it will show you your number one hidden red flag that's been keeping you hostage. And I'll walk you through what it means in the free class linked below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend who's been struggling, and let me know in the comments which myth hit home for you. I read every one. By the way, next week's video is going to be a really big one. Being misdiagnosed is one of the silent reasons women stay stuck. Not because your body's broken, but because the label doesn't fit. I'll show you how it happens and how to finally get the answers your body's been asking for. I'll see you next week. Until then, you got this. When in doubt, test it out.